Arg, what's going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you. And as you can see, yeah, I decided to just put on a little hat or something. Just show a little bit of Halloween spirit for this review. I didn't have one on earlier when I did my Smackdown. I'm sorry, my Raw review earlier. But I thought, I wanted to put something to at least show my spirit a little bit for Halloween, even though, I'm 24 years old now. I don't go trick-or-treating anymore. I couldn't really find any of my old costumes in in my closet. I found like one I was surprised I still had, but I didn't want to bother to put it on. So I just thought at least just dug out this old box of old hats. I found this from like, I don't know, something I used years ago. So I just wanted to have a little bit of spirit. But what's going on, guys? Let's review SmackDown Live, the Halloween edition of SmackDown. We had just the graphics for Halloween. We didn't have any, like trick or street fight tonight. Apparently there is like a Fright Night Fatal 4-Way, though, on 205 Live. Don't care. Not going to watch it. I'm actually going to review this. I'm going to go downstairs and watch the rest of the Astros and Dodgers game, Game 6 of the World Series. Go Astros. Tonight could be a night they make history. Yep. Yes, it is a happy Halloween when I did 2 live streams in one day, Raw. Again, I couldn't do Raw last night because I wasn't home. But yeah, so let's get right into it. SmackDown. Overall, SmackDown wasn't terrible tonight, but it didn't feel like anything special to me either. So that's why I'm considering this kind of an average show. Stuff we got wasn't awful again, but to me, I'm just like, I just was kind of bored. Didn't really care too much, but it wasn't terrible either. So let's get right into it. First, we had Shane McMahon starting us off with just talking about first he wishes Norfolk happy Halloween, and then he addresses again why SmackDown laid siege to Monday Night Raw, and he just said how since Raw has been around, it's been a big deal, and they've always tried to make Raw look like the inferior brand. Kind of bringing some truth into this because even today it feels like they're trying to sabotage SmackDown Live, and I can agree with that. So Shane McMahon kind of spoke some truth in this promo, so that kind of made me feel like, okay, yeah, that's true. So why would I want to see SmackDown make a statement on Raw? Honestly, last week I thought they were trying to make SmackDown look like the villains and Raw look like the face, of course, because trying to put Kurt Angle blame here. But now look at it. First off, now SmackDown has 4 baby faces now in their tag team. Could be 5, or depending on what happened next week in the last qualifying match. And now Raw is just it's just looking a strange thing. But it was the truth that Shane spoke in, or how SmackDown's trying to say, hey, we are a threat, even though you got the bigger roster, you're the longer show, you're supposed to be the A show, the biggest show in the brand. We don't want to be taken lightly here. So but then Shane mentions how the attack on what happened with Daniel Bryan last night. He didn't seem upset with Daniel. I was surprised. I thought he'd be a little upset that Daniel went behind his back. Just to explain how he had nothing to do with this. He didn't agree fully with Shane's actions. But Shane tells Kurt, bring your gold medal, bring whatever you got. Bring Braun Strowman, who has been announced today to be joining Team Raw, and your 3 other superstars, whoever they are. I'm sure Samoa Joe is going to be in there, maybe Roman Reigns. Not sure who the 5th one would be. Finn Balor, Kane, who knows? Probably going to be somebody. And he's going to be going up against SmackDown's finest as well. And he also announced that he will take the responsibility and be team captain for SmackDown Live. Which I'm a little confused how I feel about that. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Shane being on Team SmackDown. Makes sense. But at the same time, you think about it, is just going to take up another spot, because there are several people that do deserve to be on SmackDown's team, and there's one in particular that I'm worried about may be left off the card altogether, depending on what happens next week in the final qualifying match. Robbie in the comments section says, with Owens and Zayn not qualifying for Team SmackDown, do you see them costing Team Blue the match at Survivor Series, or do you see one of them squealing their way into the match? At this point, I think their chances of actually being in the match are gone, but I do think they're going to somehow get involved in that match. So I don't know if they'll completely cost Team Blue. I mean, they might completely cost them. That wouldn't be surprising. But I think in some of they're at least going to target Shane McMahon. And, you know, maybe Randy Orton with after what happened at the end of the night tonight. But we'll see what happens. I'll get into that a little bit more when we get into our main event. So Shane says, okay, let's not talking, let's get the show started. Which, I mean, I wish it would have been true for a certain segment, but we'll get that shortly. We had the 2 out of 3 Falls qualifying match, pretty much the final match of this feud. Bobby Roode taking on Dolph Ziggler. Out of all the matches that Roode and Dolph had, their match 2 weeks ago was meh. One at Hell in a Cell wasn't really that great, but this match I thought was pretty good. It was a strong match between these two. Ziggler earned the first fall through a super kick at the beginning of this match. And then what I kind of didn't like, though, because I didn't realize this, but Bobby got his first pinfall with a catapult to the ring post, but it was during the commercial break. Why would they have him to get that fall during the commercial break? Like that threw me off a little bit. It's like why would I don't understand why they did that. But it was tied up at 1 when we came back from commercial break. So we came out for commercial break. They traded punches. You know, the rest of the match was all right. Again, some reversals out of the glorious DDT. There were some, you know, roll up. So I thought they were going to do the whole thing with the tights again, but it then wasn't the case. And Bobby Roode was eventually able to hit the glorious DDT on Dolph Ziggler to get the victory and to earn himself his spot in SmackDown Live. Cool. I mean, the match was good. It was probably their better match. Glad I was at least finished off this video on a stronger note. And with that, Bobby Roode is added to Team SmackDown. So right now, after this match, it's Shane McMahon, Randy Orton, and Bobby Roode. Not too bad of a team so far against a team of Kurt Angle and Braun Strowman. We'll see how these teams build up. And then as we move on to the we come back from a commercial, we cut backstage where the New Day is dressed up as Jimmy Hart, who's Xavier Woods. Kofi Kingston was Brother Love, and Big E was Akeem the African Dream. And then Rusev and Nate in English come out of nowhere and just crap on them, saying, you know, don't be celebrating Halloween. You should be celebrating Rusev Day. La, la, la. Yay, Rusev Day. Like, I don't give a crap about that. And then Big E got mad after Rusev stomped all over their candy after they spilled on the floor. So Big E said, I'll see you out in the ring. So we had a match set up. It was Big E and Rusev. All right, kind of fresh. I can't remember the last time we've seen this match. Yeah, we'll get into that match later on. Then we had this backstage segment with all 5 of the members of the women's match for SmackDown. You know, Becky Lynch just being captain, just, you know, giving a pep talk, saying that what they gave to the Raw show last week was just a preview on what they're going to do at SmackDown. And after what happened to Daniel Bryan, I'm not going to take any chances. And just didn't have anything to say. You can speak your piece now. Of course, we have James Ellsworth dressed up in an actual dog suit. And then he made a noise, and Becky's like, I know you want to say that. And she sprays him down with a bottle of water. And he just sits down like he's just pointless. And then Natalya comes out of nowhere. And she's like, it's a shame that I'm not running the SmackDown show for the SmackDown woman. But she does get to, you know, represent SmackDown as the queen, and not, yes, please no more fatal 5-ways. And yes, when Bobby Roode wins, it is glorious. And your other thing you said, Robbie, I will definitely get to that when we get there. So she pretty much says how, you know, she has to represent Team SmackDown when she takes on Alexa Bliss at Survivor Series. I still don't want to see that match. I hope sometime in the next couple weeks, Charlotte wins the title off Natalya. Because I mean, Natalya as a wrestler been all right as champion, but her promo's just been awful. It's really shown. And in this one too, just talking about how even though she's not part of this team, she needs to say, Becky needs to ask herself, who is the weak link since she's captain? She says, is it Miss Glow, who's referring to Naomi? And of course, she just immediately targeted Charlotte, who fell short for the title. And Charlotte better not crack under pressure, or else they'll know who to blame. No offense, but Charlotte is a 4-time women's champion, last I knew. She has the experience. Whether she's winning matches cleanly or she was, having help from Dana Brooke or her father, why would you doubt that Charlotte couldn't even win under pressure? That, again, promos, making no sense at all whatsoever. That's why, put Natalya on Team SmackDown. Robbie made a suggestion if Natalya was on Team SmackDown when we did our Survivor Series fantasy card prediction. Like, what if Nikki Bella return costed Natalya, pulled her out of the match, and they start up their feud again eventually, maybe for the SmackDown Women's Championship? Why not? I'd be cool with that. I'd rather see Alexa Bliss take on Charlotte in a champion on champion match. That's got me more interested than Alexa Bliss and Natalya. So giving you a little plug out there, Robbie, as well. And then we have next. Why are we still doing this? Baron Corbin taking on Sin Cara. The past 2 weeks, previous 2 weeks. First, Sin Cara came out 2 weeks ago, had a match against Corbin, and he beats him in a countout. And he makes it look very easy. Last week, Corbin was pissed off, and he just beat the crap out of Sin Cara, causing a disqualification. And in the comment section, Robbie says Nikki actually got eliminated from Dance with the Stars last night. So you think maybe WWE Survivor Series is with Nikki's return? That's highly possible. She could be back. We'll have to wait and see. Definitely get some a little fresh in that women's match, because I don't really want to see either Tamina be in there. I mean, Natalya be all right, but I don't even want Tamina to be in there, honestly, because I don't really like Tamina. But anyways, Baron Corbin and Sin Cara, just the same thing again. The match goes into no contest after Sin Cara and Corbin is getting a brawl outside the ring. And then Corbin threw a chair at him and just runs off. What's the point of this? Like, why isn't, like, at this point, I would have said, I would have just given Sin Cara just a title match and had Corbin just beat him and move on. Why are we still dragging this out? How is this going to make Corbin looking good going into a mid-card title champion for the champion match with him and The Miz, which I thought was interesting either. I thought maybe since Strowman went after The Miz last night when he returned from his garbage truck resurrection, I thought maybe they would, have him challenge The Miz for the IC title, have him and Corbin, or if Roman's back in time, would he challenge Miz for the Intercontinental title? Because I don't want to really see Miz and Corbin either. Who wants to see a match between two guys that nobody is supposed to like, heel on heel? I'm sure, to Miz, it'll kind of be like, the same thing as if he was facing Braun Strowman, but still, I don't think that this match is going to work either. I'd rather see Roman versus Corbin. It'd be different. I know some people would want to see Corbin. I wouldn't want to see Corbin being fed to Reigns, but I feel like, give him a chance, they probably could put on a decent match. But this is one that I feel like it's just back into the wall. We're probably going to get Miz and Corbin. So who knows? Hopefully not Sin Cara and The Miz. No, thank you. That would just make Corbin look very bad. Then we had this backstage interview, which I'm just still confused. Are the Usos now face and Gable and Benjamin now heels? It's just this weird dynamic that's happening. They're being interviewed about them taking on the Hounds of Justice. And they said they've already proven they got the SmackDown Tag Division on lock, and now they got to prove that they're the A team on the B brand. And they're going to welcome the Raw division to the Uso Penitentiary. But then Gable and Benjamin come in saying that the Shield said they will wrestle the champs, and that could change because they got word from Shane McMahon that next week they're going to have their tag title shot. And then they started trying to rap, which the rap was a little bit better than it was a couple weeks ago, I'd say. But with Gable and Benjamin. A few weeks ago, it looked like Gable trying to rap. I was like, doesn't work. His rapping got better. Hey, he's like, hey, Oos, you say no. Oos got to go. And they're not going to be the new tag champs, or whatever they said. So we're going to get that match next week. The Usos taking on Gable and Benjamin. And before I get to the next segment, Robbie in the live chat said, hey, Mike, if Roman gets traded to SmackDown, wins the title from Jinder, would that get the crowd on his side or earn him more crowd hate? It's a good question. At this point, anything just to get the title off of Jinder, I would rather see that happen. If it takes him not to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, if Roman goes in as champion at WrestleMania, it wouldn't be as bad. So I'd say yes. I'm sure the crowd would somehow, appreciate him a little bit more. Maybe reunite a rivalry with him and AJ Styles or another top heel. I don't know. You already had him and Owens feud. Him and Sami Zayn having a feud maybe for the title. I would mind seeing that. There's not so many options over on SmackDown right now, but I would Roman take against Jinder for the title. Sure, just get the title off of Jinder, please. I'm begging you. And speaking of which, let's segue right into this. It was the Singh brothers again, imitating Paul Heyman. Jinder comes out wearing this like maroon colored suit. He cuts a promo why about he was ejected unfairly from ringside last week for the fear of what he was going to do to AJ Styles, and he's saying with that fear he was going to do to him, Brock Lesnar should feel the same thing. And he pretty much just started, mocking and stealing all of Brock's lines, his mottos. I will conquer the beast. I will blah blah blah. I'll conquer, victimize, do this, blah blah blah. I'll be known as the Beastmaster. All I can do is sit here saying blah 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 blah. Jinder, this is what you're doing. This is what you need to do. Just shut up because you're gonna get squashed, which better happen if Jinder Mahal somehow wins that Survivor Series. You don't want to know. So that happens, and then AJ Styles interrupts him when Mahal's trying to talk in Punjabi. And then on the notes right here, it says Corey Graves asked if that would make the Singh brothers like his ferrets. But AJ comes out. He has a match against Samir Singh, the other Singh brother. He beat Sunil Singh last week. So AJ just squashes him with a Styles Clash. But after the match, Jinder comes in and starts beating down on Styles. Tries to push him away, but Sunil Singh grabs his leg and Mahal hits a knockout kick on Styles. Goes to the ring posts, and Jinder hits him with two Colossus. But I don't know about you, but I don't know what was up with this. But what if I personally thought that Jinder was wearing tights. Like those dress pants he wore tonight just looked so tight on him. I'm just like, okay, first you're wearing like a pinkish looking suit. Now they look tight. You look even more weird. How am I taking you even more serious as champion? Robbie says Universal Champion Roman Reigns versus Intercontinental Champion Brock Lesnar WrestleMania 34 title Hell in a Cell, and you can book that. WWE, this man, Robbie Wan Kenobi, is interested in working for WWE. He writes amazing storylines. I'm telling you right now, please sign Robbie. Hashtag please sign Robbie. All my viewers, please spread that hashtag. Get this man into WWE and having him being creative. Heck, take Road Dogg's job, Robbie. Just take it. Please. This guy knows how to book stuff. And I endorse him as his Horseman brother. But yeah, Jinder Mahal in his tight-looking maroon pants hits two Colossus and beats down AJ Styles. Whatever. And then in the locker room, we have KO and Sammy talking, and they're upset that Shane made himself the captain, and Sammy doesn't see how the land of opportunity, how this is a land of opportunity since Shane McMahon, just makes himself captain, and he puts people he likes into the match like Randy Orton. And he won last week by using the low blow, even though Sammy used the low blow on Orton the week before in that tag match. Shane doesn't do anything about solving the problem. And also, KO says he's going to beat Shinsuke tonight and take the leading over Team SmackDown, and they will eventually make SmackDown Live the Sammy and Kevin show. So obviously, either way, like however this match ends, we'll talk about that shortly. But we're going to definitely say that either way, whether these guys are in the match or not, they're going to be involved in the match somehow at Survivor Series. We ended up Big E versus Rusev. The match was all right, except for Aiden English, who seemingly him and Rusev are now a tag team, just on the side, just talking crap, just endorsing the whole Rusev Day song, which is annoying the crap out of me. I do not give a crap about Rusev Day. It's on the list. The match was all right. Aiden English got on the mic though and tried causing a distraction, and Xavier Woods tried overplaying him with his megaphone. English though hit a double axe handle off of him, and Big E gets caught at getting hit with a thrust kick by Rusev. So they win. Of course, Rusev acts like a huge idiot again, just an idiot. If he gets a win, he acts like a little kid. Like, is that how you're going to build up, a monster? Like, why is he just, serious and just oh my gosh, Robbie calls them the Rusev Day players. Oh my gosh, no. But so yeah, that's how you're booking Rusev. He wins. He acts like a 5-year-old. Thank you for ruining him, WWE. And then Sin Cara is interviewed backstage. He was insulted because during the beatdown, Corbin tried taking off his mask, and he says this mask is part of him that represents his family. He feels like a superhero to children when he wears it, and Corbin tried to pull it off, and that's disrespect. He says, I went through hell to keep this mask. I'm going to go through hell. He went through hell to get the mask, and he went through hell to keep the mask. So obviously, things not done between him and Corbin. I just do not care. Like we did nothing with Sin Cara. Why are we all of a sudden doing something with him now? Whatever. Back from commercial though, we had English and Rusev backstage. First, they're saying they're sorry about what happened to Daniel Bryan, but he wondered how is Shane celebrating Halloween? I mean, how he's celebrating his holiday, not Halloween referring to, but they're talking about Rusev Day. He said, we put a big L on Big E, and now how can I get Rusev get his spot on a Survivor Series team? And Shane says that he'd consider it, but and Shane says, we'll do this, give an opportunity. Next week, it'll be a match between AJ Styles and Rusev. And the winner of that will be the last participant in the match at it will be in the 5-on-5 men's match at Survivor Series. And Robbie just said, hey, Mike, don't be surprised if the WWE shop releases a Rusev Day t-shirt. Not buying it, not going to happen. So yeah, that's next week. I don't know how I feel about this match though, because it's obvious at this point that Jinder Mahal is most likely going to get involved in that match. I see it happening. He could very well cost AJ Styles the match, and because I do see like at this point, there's nothing else left. Or if they don't cost the match and Styles gets in, all right, whatever. I mean, I would be all right with Rusev being in as well, but it would be weird to have 5 faces on Team SmackDown, even though we're supposed to be the hating Team SmackDown because they were the one who fired the first shot at Team Raw, which is confusing. But even that SmackDown, we're probably going to get a lot of involved. I mean, at Survivor Series, we're going to get a lot of involvement probably with Sami Zayn KO. Maybe also Jinder Mahal gets involved and attacks AJ Styles. We'll see. That would leave, Shinsuke Nakamura and Bobby Roode. Like, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens at Survivor Series, but that to me would be all right. But I don't think at this point it would be enough just to, make Survivor Series amazing. And then we had, and get back what Robbie said earlier. I can't remember who it was. Someone said though that whenever any of the Fashion File segments are starting up anymore, the only person that seems excited about it on commentary is Byron Saxton, which is true. Corey Graves tossed his pen out of the way. He seemed bored. Tom Phillips didn't seem interested at all. And again, I'm starting to lose interest in the Fashion Files. I mean, they're entertaining, but it's getting nowhere. But this one was all right. This one actually felt like it got somewhere a little bit, but I don't get my hopes up. It was an episode called The Stranger Things. Fandango set a plate of waffles on the floor and handed in, and someone reaches out and snatches them. But then Tyler Breeze comes out of nowhere holding a box of Uggos while wearing a Halloween costume, a dress. And they were a little startled because somebody reached out from underneath. They said maybe it was the Ascension, and then Victor shows up in a wig, and Breeze says he looks like he got pulled out of a pull drain when the box hand comes out and vibrates. But in the end, it was Ty Dillinger who was hiding underneath and took the waffles before. He was dressed up like Tyler Breeze. He says he has a 10. He's a 10 and walks out with the waffles. So now we're throwing Ty Dillinger in here. Now we're doing nothing again, but so he's just being on, segments of the Fashion Files that are just dragging out. The Connor comes and dresses up as Kane. At first they're about to attack him, but he's like, no, it's me. I'm wearing a mask. But then the lights go out, and some Christmas lights came on. It was around a picture frame of the Bludgeon Brothers, who did have another little promo tonight that they're coming. And then all of a sudden the lights go out completely, and you hear a scuffle of someone being attacked. Lights come back on, flickering, and a video of someone in a clown mask turns on a tablet on a table, and it says the game's to begin and the show is over. So, I mean, at this point, it's got to be the Bludgeon Brothers. Just please get on with this. I mean, this was somewhat a little bit more interesting than what we've gotten with the results, but this is just getting too long. Just resolve this. And then we had the match between Kevin Owens and Shinsuke Nakamura. The winner would become the fourth member of the men's Team SmackDown team for Survivor Series. Match was all right. I felt like my expectations were a little bit too high for this match, which maybe not enjoy this match quite as much. But, it still wasn't too bad. The ending was a little bit weird, though. I mean, I know, this person's had some issues with Sami Zayn and Randy Orton the past couple weeks. Sami did come out, he tried helping KO. He pulled him out of the way of a Kinshasa. But, I mean, he tried hitting the frog splash on him as well. After pulling him out of the ring and Nakamura kicking out of the frog splash, KO asked Sami to clear the table. All of a sudden, Randy Orton's music hits. And he comes out of the side. Doesn't hit an RKO on Sami. He just, just does a sidewalk slam through the table. And then Nakamura is able to hit the Kinshasa on Owens for the victory. I was a little confused, like, why did Randy Orton just randomly help Nakamura for no reason at all whatsoever? I mean, I understand if it's because of what's happened recently with him and Zayn and him and maybe someone Owens also with that low blow from the other week, but it doesn't make sense to me just to have him choose which one was going to be on the Survivor Series team. I mean, it could lead to more speculation that Shane McMahon could have sent him out there just to cost him being in the match. So at this point, to answer your question earlier, Robbie, yeah, I do see him at least getting involved in the match. It could cost Team SmackDown because they want to make it all about them and about making a Team Sami and Kevin. Who knows? Maybe we'll get the a tag match at Clash of Champions with Owens and Zayn taking on, you know, Orton and Shane McMahon, even though it's not going to be Shane and AJ or Shane and Daniel Bryan. Maybe have that tornado tag match that I predicted at our Survivor Series fantasy card or whatnot, but whatever. But that's it for SmackDown. Not really, you know, the greatest show to really talk about. Nothing really too noteworthy to happen other than the qualifying matches. The best one was, I thought, was definitely Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler. They had a good match. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, happy Halloween, everybody. If I give this a grade, I'll give it a C. My Twitter polls here shows 8 votes for a grade, which gives SmackDown Live tonight. 50% said A. 25% said B, 13% said C, 12% said D. I'm about the C range. Average show. Not atrocious, but not really that awesome either. And 50-50. What show did you enjoy more this week? Raw or SmackDown Live? 50% said Raw, 50% said SmackDown Live. That's 4 votes. So 50-50 there. Again, C for this show, B- for Raw. Raw was actually kind of interesting. What were your thoughts on Raw? Robbie, thanks for tuning in the live chat. Please click that like and subscribe for more content to come to the channel. I'll probably be reviewing NXT tomorrow. Get back to the WrestleMania review series. Make my final Survivor Series printed card as well. Anything else I wanted to mention? I'm not as busy in November. Things are slowing down definitely for the year, so I should be able to be a little more active and get back in some other stuff as well this coming month. So we'll see what happens. But thanks again for joining. Again, happy Halloween. Let's have a strong start to November. Again, right, we're at 2 months left in 2017. It's been a pretty good year for me, I'd say. So yes, let's finish off strong. Until then, guys, I am checking out. I will see you guys in my next video. Until then, have a great night, and also go Astros.